Hey there, this is Miss Padberg, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about the 5 themes of geography. This is a set of theories that was created by the National Geographic Council in order to expand our understanding of what geography really is. It's more than just maps. There's a lot of things that we can learn about when we're studying geography, and all of the things that we learn will fit into one of these 5 themes. The first theme is the one that most people think of, location. This is going to answer the question, where is it? Where is Barstow? Where is the United States? Where is the Western Hemisphere? When we talk about location, there's 2 ways we can refer to it. With absolute location, which is the exact coordinates on the Earth. We use our global grid of latitude and longitude to tell us exactly where something is located. We can use addresses and we can use numbers to find our exact location. You'll also hear relative location used to describe where something is located compared to another place. I can say that Africa is south of Europe. I can say that Africa is surrounded by water on all sides, and that will give me a relative idea of where it is located and what else is nearby. Our second theme is place. Place is going to answer the question, what is it like there? Now in English, when we talk about a place, we think about where it's located. But in geography, we're going to think more about what it's like in that place and what makes that place unique. We can describe the physical characteristics. I like to say these are the things that were on Earth before humans came here. Landforms, mountains, rivers, valleys, the climate, whether it's rainy or dry, the plants, whether you have tropical jungle or whether you have dry desert scrub, and the animals, monkeys, aardvarks, elephants. What kind of physical characteristics are in a place? Then you can also describe the human characteristics. And these are all the things that humans have created, made, or done to a place. We build cities, we build homes, and what our homes look like changes in different places. We create governments to keep ourselves safe and to establish order. We have a culture with our language and our clothing and our religious beliefs. And we have people who have different characteristics in terms of their facial makeup and ethnic makeup. So when you describe a place, you're going to tell us what it's like there, both with the human characteristics as well as the physical characteristics of the land. The next theme is called Human-Environment Interaction, or as we like to say, AGI. This is how humans and the environment interact together. So you can look at it 2 ways. How do humans adapt to their environment? Or, as I like to say it, how do we change ourselves so that we fit in? If it's cold, I'm going to wear a coat. If there's lots of bugs around and snakes and creepy crawlies, I might build my house up on stilts or in an area with mosquito netting so that I can be protected from the environment. That's how I adapt myself. The second way of looking at it is how do humans change their environment? What do we do to the physical landscape to completely change it from the way it was before we came? We can build a dam which controls the river and allows us to harness the hydroelectric power of the water. We can also plant crops, so we don't have to just hunt for random berries and food. We can actually create it in a space that was just native grasses. So those are ways we can change our environment, perhaps for the better. We can also change our environment for the worse, in terms of pollution or trash, or creating new problems with things that we build. That's human-environment interaction. Our fourth theme is called movement. And movement is generally planes, trains, and automobiles, but it's more than just that. It's how do people, things, and ideas move around the globe. Obviously, people travel, and we can travel in different ways. By boat, by plane, by rickshaw, by foot, and people will travel in different ways to get from place to place. Now, when large numbers of people move from place to place, we have a special term for this, and that's called migration. And we'll talk about why large groups of people might choose to move from one place to another. For example, in Canada, there's a large multicultural section of the population of people who have chosen to leave their home countries and travel to Canada to start a new life. That is called migration. When goods or products move around the globe, we call it import and export. This is buying or selling products to different cities or countries around the world. When you buy an iPad, which parts were made in China and other countries around the world, you're not buying one thing from a store here in the United States. You're actually buying several things that have traveled thousands of miles around the globe to get into your hands. We'll also talk about ideas and how ideas, like religious beliefs or government systems, can move from one area to another, usually transmitted by people, but nowadays technology allows us to transmit ideas in email form, through texting, or other social media. Our last theme is called region, and this has to do with where else in the world is like this. We can define a region by common characteristics, things that they have in common. And there are 4 different categories. I'll go through these relatively quickly, but really for region, you're looking for where else in the world is like this. We can talk about the physical characteristics, all the places in the world where you might find a tundra climate or mountains. We might talk about a political region, all of the countries in Europe, or all of the states in the United States. We might also talk about a cultural region, places that have a similar religion or language group. And last, we might have an economic region, because all of the places in the world that sell a certain product will be impacted in similar ways when that product changes or becomes a big part of our common society. So those are the 5 themes of geography, and hopefully will give you a better understanding of how in depth we're going to be studying our world and its connections.